I want to start out by talking about some shit. Look, I read this headline. It said, "Women and minorities win big at the Emmy."
Ooh.
Why do you think they would say that? Why do you think they would say that?
Well, depending on who said, because they know for a fact that. Well, I don't know why the woman remark was there, but I mean, I could see why they would say the minorities.
The powers that be feel like women are beneath.
I guess. Why mention that? You
Right.
would think that they would if they were going to mention anybody, the minorities, because they do say that they don't win enough. Well, there's not even enough shows for them to win. It's like, there's still not.
There's a lot of women on television. Yeah. It's just, what's happening is, it's an insult to have a headline that say, "Women and minorities win big at Emmys." That's a slap in the face. I've never claimed the word minority, first of all.
Right. That's bizarre. I haven't heard that in a long time.
That's like, motherfuckers get mad at me when they, I'll be talking to some guy who feels like that's cool. In other words, a white guy or something, and they be like, "I know you're a minority and all that." I'm not minor to you. That's y'all words y'all came up with.
And we're definitely not the minority. No way, no.
Right. You're the minority in numbers.
Oh, yeah.
And other things, too, that I don't have to bring up. God damn it. Only thing you got good is money that you stole. So,
Wow.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, land, all that, yeah.
Women and minorities win big. And women and minorities, whatever you want to come up with and say, I peep game. So when you talking to me, those headlines like that are insulting.
Insulting to you, but to people that probably would ever, what was it, a publication? Was it kind of a news, online news?
Yeah.
Okay, well, they're probably, they do have a certain following, so maybe they were trying to pertain and get attention from their followers. Like, oh, look, this is...
When you call faggot motherfuckers out their name, they have declared that faggot is a bad word. I have declared that minority is a bad word. It's just as bad.
Who said it?
You don't know how to communicate with me, which is why I don't communicate with you as much as I would, because you don't even know how to talk to me. That's the point I'm trying to make. When people say the word minority, they dissing you.
Yeah.
I guess you got to really think about it.
Like that. Classification.
Joe, you're a smart guy. What does minor mean?
It's clear. They putting you in a box, you know, and I think that makes sense. You know, if I'm gonna call you a minority in this country, well, statistically speaking, there's more white people than black people in America, right? But if you look at the grand scheme of things, you know, across the globe, I was talking to those brothers at Dash Radio who are on this, they got their own station at Dash called Island Block. And it's all these brothers from the islands, Polynesians, Fijians.
They be singing when they talk. Hello, how are you?
Man, some of the coolest brothers, man. But they was all saying, man, this whole planet is black. They had this dude on from Papua New Guinea. And as soon as I saw him, I said, "You not from here?" He was like, "Yeah, I'm from Papua New Guinea." And he had just graduated from the University of San Diego. You know, I guess he went there for medicine or something. But the dude was cold, and he was like, "Man, this whole world is black." So in a sense, I understand exactly what you mean by not accepting whatever label and whatever agenda is behind the label. Like, you ask the question, why are you calling us minority? What does that mean?
Yeah.
Well,
so I get it.
Today I saw this Armenian dude. And he was walking next to this black dude. I thought he was just another brother. But as I got close to him, I just saw that his skin was my color. Because him and that dude was talking that Armenian shit. All that bullshit. And I looked at him. I said, I didn't even know they get that dark out there. And the Armenians. I had never seen one whose skin was that dark. So I know what you're saying. I'm just saying. We need to program ourselves into realizing them motherfuckers talking shit to you when they call you a minority. They signifying.
Signifying.
They playing the dozens on your ass. They called you minor, and you was like, yes, I'm a minority.
Yeah, and that's like
I see a lot of people talking about, I'm a minority business owner. I'm like,
what the hell? That's like an old school word, though. You know that, right? Like back in the day when it came out, it was more accepted because it was back in those days. What's the other one they throw around? What was the other one they throw around?
I don't know. It's the other one.
Oh, Oriental. Remember when they had them people correct that? Because my grandpa could never let that go.
Oriental?
Oriental. Well, I mean, it was somebody from the Orient, but they just didn't. They said it's not a proper word. You couldn't use it. So it's like, Of course, my grandpa's like, Jesus, he didn't mean it in anything bad. He just didn't know better. And then when we tell him, we'll say some Asian, because that's from Asia. And then my grandpa was like, oh, God, he didn't want to give it up.
At the same time, if you savvy and you know what, like, for instance, behind that word minority, if you savvy and you know the game, you know that there's money behind that word too.
Oh yeah.
Like for instance, my uncles, they own businesses or whatever, and they'll use that word minority to get government funding for certain things because they play in the game. They feel as Corey feel, but they'll be like, but I know there's some money behind that, and if I take that name, I'm gonna get the funding that you guys set aside for whatever programs, small business programs or minority programs. So, I mean, it's a hustle. I agree.
Well, same thing about school applications. When you're trying to get into a school, because we got a call one time from my son's a golf coach, and he was like, hey, I can get him into this other school easily because he's considered a minority.
See?
And they will accept him because he was mixed race, so they didn't have enough Latinos at Westchester. It was all black. So he actually got in because he was
interesting.
Yeah. So on the application, if you look, it does say minority, and then it says it's up to you if you want to list which of those two minorities. No lie. That's what the application has on it.
Yeah, I don't put down nothing but Superman.
No.
The motherfucker asked me who I am. I'm Superman, motherfucker. I'm here to offset everything you fucking doing because I know you a piece of shit. The motherfucker in charge is a piece of shit. The motherfucker in charge of ESPN is a piece of shit. The motherfucker in charge of the NFL, the owners, they're a piece of shit. All the motherfuckers in charge of shit, they pieces of shit. So when you talking to me, I'm just saying, you use the word minority, that's very hard for me to just swallow.
Right.
I'm like, oh, minor, huh? That's the word I hear.
You'd be like, I'm not minor in any sense of the word. I'm not.
Motherfucker, we need to call them motherfuckers thieves.
Oh, good one. Yeah.
That's what they should be called. Thieves. Are you a thief? What do you mean? I don't understand. Oh, you don't know your history in America?
What's the last thing you stole?
Right.
Yeah.
You're a murderer.
Right.
You're a rapist. What? Rape? Why did you call me a rapist? Oh, that's what you from, rapist.
All these mixed people are from. Yeah, a lot of them, huh?
Right.
They don't want to own up to that.
Wow.
Motherfuckers used to rape and do all kind of shit to people. I mean, this. Do you know the pattern of your history?
Your ancestors?
Everywhere you've gone?
What y'all been doing?
Right. What they call them, we had this shirt, invaders.
Oh, that was a dope shirt.
Yeah.
Where that shirt at?
Invaders.
They are
still,
invaders.
You have to redo it. Yeah.
The invade land people. You're invading motherfucker.
Take it over and then just want to twiddle
Invadelands.
act like it never happened. Right.
Right.
The Invadelanders.
And it's like a lot of people don't even think like that. So it's like I'm starting a dialogue to refer to people who have created this minority term as invaders.
Right.
Or something.
Right.
Don't just let them be comfortable around you like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like a lot of it comes from not knowing. A lot of people don't think like that about the word minority. You know what I'm saying? But I'm trying to put it in your head.